Mykelti is calling out Kody on his favoritism, and it just gets a little bit nasty.
What the hell happened to that melted gold?
It's Mary.
And Amma.
We want y'all to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below, you all. Do not forget to subscribe to our Patreon, you all.
Yes.
So basically, we saw on US Weekly that Janelle talked about the melted down ring that we've all been talking about.
Right.
And apparently, that melted gold from Mary's ring that was given
because she's the first one to purchase it for him.
Yeah.
She's the one who actually purchased this ring for Kody. She was the first one.
Well, after he melted down the gold and got the diamonds, he decided, according to Janelle, that he was going to make heirloom rings for the kids.
It's like passing down like an heirloom. You're gonna pass down your jewelry or whatever, right? So yes, that's what he decided to do. And some of the girls, according to Janelle, the girls got rings.
And Mykelti basically called Janelle a liar and said that never happened because I ain't never get no damn ring, and neither did Savannah. So I don't know why you lying.
She did say that some of the daughters did get rings. Yeah, they did get rings. She said, but she never got a ring. Right. You see, this is the problem. They had a problem. So it's like, okay, so Gwendolyn was one of the children that were not liked very much, I guess. And then now, I guess, was it also Mykelti? Because remember, she was doing fashion designing. Right. And in that, I'm sure in that polygamous situation, a lot of people have a bad idea of artists, right? In terms of, they feel as though in that world, it's like,
sex, drugs, and art.
Yes.
As an artist,
you know what I'm saying? Like because I mean, I just want to. And you already know, and you're there, like silent and making me look like.
No, I was trying to figure out what you were saying. For those who don't know,
but that's the thing, because you guys gotta go do naked photos, and then you gotta art schools, even art history. I remember when you guys were doing online classes because of the COVID, right? And
I
my
finished
son,
my art history classes, but
but my son was doing it, and it was like, I am looking at some of the books. I said, who are all these naked men? These are some statues over there in Rome and whatever, and they're all naked. I'm like, and so I sat one day to listen to the teacher while he was also listening to it. I was like, the guy, I don't know if it seemed to me he was actually gay. That's what it seemed to me. I don't know if he is, but I think that he is. But I felt he was so inappropriate in the way he was just talking about these people. He was licking his lips, just talking about the statues. It just seemed like, and I'm just like, and then the next day I come again and I look again, and the same teacher still talking about these statues, and I'm like, then the next week still, I said, what the hell is going on? Is there no other art history in the world?
Now listen,
is that like Rome is a tiny place? Like, is there? I mean, one African country will be like Italy, like in comparison to one of the African countries over here, is like I don't know, like 3 or 4 times smaller than maybe the smallest African country. Like, I am wondering, is there no other art history in the entire world for this teacher to talk about?
That was the issue that I had.
And my son, he was laughing at me like, Mom, seriously? This is not a big deal. I'm just like, why are all the naked? It's kind of like when you were having your art history, your life class.
My issue that I had with the whole art history thing was that, because I went to SCAD. I went to SCAD for painting, and I went to SCAD for fashion designing. So I came and exposed to campus because he's the only art history teacher there. So he's going to know. People who have gone to SCAD going to know who he is. I don't know if he's still there or not. Well, I'm not going to say what campus I went to. But I think I always had an issue because it was kind of like I had to take like maybe
SCAD also
5
is overseas, so yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, there was like 5 art history classes that I had to take because I was minoring in painting, and I also had fashion design. Mm-hmm. So I think like at least 4. I think at least 4 of them
classes?
was about Greek and Roman art, and I never could understand
maybe that's why I just happened to see. Because it was for these 2 weeks that I saw him talk about this, and I just got frustrated.
I just never understood why. That was one of my issues that I had with SCAD or whatever. But I just felt like, why are there so many Greek and Roman classes as if these people are like a pinnacle of like art? Like, I just felt like they did not do anything about African art. They had some stuff about, it had an Asian art class, about Asian art history.
Did have some.
They didn't have a whole bunch of like different cultured art.
Yeah,
they didn't really have a bunch of different cultured art. And I had like 6 art history classes. So after 6, it was just like, it was always Greek and Roman. I wish that they had something different, you know, like of different cultures and stuff. Because we all know about the
obviously
Greeks and
he liked those.
But he was the only one who taught the art history class. There was another woman there.
I'm going to juicily talk about these ones all the time. I mean, but anyway, we digress. What were we actually talking about?
Yeah, I just feel like they have to. I feel like sometimes you just have to kind of do something different, you know, because not everybody wants to learn just about the. Yeah.
Like, I just felt like art history. It is the whole world. It wasn't. It's not a.
It wasn't the whole world.
This was a general art history class. It wasn't like art history, Roman art history class.
Yeah, I know.
It was like art history. So I was
most
expecting.
Most of them were general, but the thing is, it was really mostly about Greek and Roman. Like, I remember I only had one class that was about. And like we have like I think it was like a 40-week class or whatever or something like that. And there was only one class that I went to that had about African art history. Yeah. One class.
Yeah.
So I just felt like they need to do a better job of letting me be more worldwide. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't even know how the hell
he actually maybe that's
also where he been. Like,
maybe that's where this guy is from. So he's like
no, because SCAD actually has a course that they do or whatever. So he's just basically teaching the course. Like the teachers don't come with their own courses. You know, sometimes they do. I mean, they kind of alter
because
or whatever.
I mean, maybe if I was there, maybe I would be doing a lot with Ghanaian, you know, Sierra Leonean, African art history. So maybe. Anywho, he didn't look Greek or Italian to me though. But anywho, moving right along. The reason why we were talking about this was because of Mykelti. We were saying that the family, right, she was kind of like an outcast. And maybe because she was in fashion designing. And, you know, people, and I am not even surprised. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I found out that Mykelti she wanted to go do fashion designing in school. And Kody because this is kind of like a strict, we will consider it kind of strict upbringing, right? So I was pleasantly surprised that they were allowing her to do fashion design, because a lot of times parents, you know, when they think fashion designing, it's like when you say I want to go be a musician, you think about that world, especially in America. Fashion design, you're going to be in that world with, you know, people who are artists, you know, people just, it's a stereotype.
Yeah, they have their own stereotype about sex, art, and drugs. And I can tell you that's like the furthest thing from the truth. Yes, as I've been to in our school, there are people who, some of them do drugs. You know what I'm saying? But that's in any other school. That's anybody who goes to college, some people who do it or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But I feel like artists, they're really people, speaking for myself, they're just really creative people who kind of like to be in their own world. Like me personally, I've been working on an oil painting for the past 3 days, so we have not been doing YouTube. You can barely see her, and I can barely eat because she's really focused. Like I have to make time to say, hey, when you get time in another couple of hours, can I have some food and water? It's not like that. I'm just joking. We're creative people, so when we are doing something, we don't actually want to do anything else. So that's why we have not been doing YouTube. Because I have been working on an oil painting, a portrait for somebody for Christmas. So but no, it's not like that. We're just different, and people have to understand that.
People have to understand that. But apparently,
it is a 24/7 thing. Like it's not like 9 to 5 you clock out. Like I have not gotten any sleep. I don't know. I'm not wearing makeup today, but I have been going to sleep at like 2-3 a.m. and I get up at like 6 to do the painting.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy.
But you love what you do.
I do.
You absolutely love it, and that's why you're there doing it.
Maybe I'll post a preview of what I'm working on Patreon because the man, my client follows me, so I know what I'm actually seeing.
He probably will get a kick out of it. I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I feel like while I say kudos to Kody and Christine for allowing their daughter to do fashion designing, apparently, she was still kind of outcasted when it came to this ring that he gave the daughters. Right? Other daughters got rings, but Mykelti did not get a ring. Okay, and she said she got so tired of waiting for a ring that she just decided to go buy herself a ring, and that's what she did. And so I want to know, what were some of the things that they had to do that she wasn't doing? Because Kody with all his behavior, and you gotta behave, and you gotta act sweet, and all this nonsense. He uses a phrase that he uses for Janelle and Christine. Like,
I don't know why
he wouldn't give her a ring.
Well, that's not even my question. My question is like, I don't know why he would. Like, I just feel like it's bad juju, kind of. Because my thing is, you melted down a ring that a wife gave you, and now you're trying to give it to your daughters as heirlooms. That's a little effed up. I'm going to take the ring that meant so much to us, and I'm going to give it to
because
the
I
kids.
don't want Mary to have a claim on me. But I am too cheap to go buy brand new rings for my daughters. I'm just going to take the gold part. I think he must have kept the diamond.
It can't have been that much gold because it's one ring. So unless these are like really thin, tiny bands.
So he couldn't even get that for. Okay.
My thing is, I just feel like, one, I don't know why people would be expecting a ring out of a heartbreak and a broken marriage. I don't want that. Like, that is not good luck. You know what I'm saying? And
apparently,
then maybe that's why Mary would probably be abusing the kids allegedly, because you take the ring that I've given you, you melted it down, and you give it to some kids. Instead of me taking my anger out on you, I take it out on the kids. Right. All of that, I just think
it's really effed up. It just is like, let's just say what it is. And then I actually hate favoritism. I just hate it. Especially among children. I think it's the worst thing that you can do with your kids. So now you give, right?
You develop jealousy and hatred.
I think Kody does this thing of controlling these women and these girls.
I think he does it to the kids too, in a way.
Of course he did, because here you are. Okay, Maddie, you get a ring. I don't know who got a ring. She didn't specify the ones who got a ring.
She just said,
but I can imagine that probably Gwendolyn didn't get a ring. But we gotta watch her stuff. Yeah. But it's like this picking and choosing. If you pass it down at heirloom, let everybody get a ring.
Yeah.
Let everybody get a ring. You call all your daughters and you say, I melted this ring, which is wrong too. If he did a whole thing where he came and poor Mary had to sit down through that for him to tell everyone that I melted the ring, and here, this is your cut, and this is your cut.
The wickedness knows no bounds.
Like
these none.
Things that he has been doing for a while now. And then you don't give Mykelti a ring. You don't give poor little Savannah a ring. You know how Savannah got a ring? Her sisters and Christine and Janelle got together and got that girl a ring. And I think they did a little ceremony, but she said it's not her story to tell, so she doesn't want to tell the story.
Why people are expecting rings out of an effed up situation is beyond me.
But Mykelti, the fact that you even told Savannah a story that the sisters or whatever, and they did a nice little ceremony, now Savannah is forced to go talk about it.
Well, Savannah,
it wasn't your story to tell, Mykelti. You could have just said, not everybody got a ring. I was one of the sisters who didn't get a ring, and you leave it at that, and you tell your story. Well, you see, I don't know if Savannah is going to be amused.
Probably not.
But yeah. So that's the thing. You guys get in the comments and tell me what you think. I don't like favoritism, okay? And you're right. You melted a ring to make Mary feel like crap. You didn't want to have any claim, her to have any claim on you, and you take that gold because you're also too cheap, even though you were making some money, to go give heirloom to not all the girls, some, based on your recommendation of whatever they're doing or whatever they were not doing.
And you know what? I have a theory. I think the reason why Kody even did that was because the wives found out. They said it was all effed up. And he wanted to make it seem like it was some grand thing he was doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now give rings to my daughters because it's going to be an heirloom. My thing is, I would just be like,
probably trying to keep the gold for himself until they found out.
If I heard that as a wife, I would just be like, that's really effed up. You want to take the ring that symbolized your marriage and give it to our daughters?
Because you don't want her to have claim on you.
That's bad juju. Please keep that, Keep that.
I know.
I don't know why anybody would fall for that.
Yeah.
So
and what did you do with it? Did you sell it? And then he comes with, no, I was trying to do this grand gesture. I want to have an heirloom piece for our daughters. So I'm actually gonna, remove the little melted part, and I'm gonna keep the diamond because I can't really break it down into so many different pieces. But I'll keep the diamond, and maybe I could put that on Robin's ring. And then the rest of the stuff, I would do these little bands for our daughters, but not all of them. It depends on how they roll. Mykelti's over there. She's still talking about she want to be an artist. I don't agree with that, okay? She has to change that before she goes off to college, because until she does that, she has no ring.
Listen.
Savannah, I don't know why Savannah's not getting a ring. There's a story to tell. Nobody knows. I don't think she'll ever come and tell it because she's Janelle's daughter. But she also doesn't get a ring.
Listen.
We want to know who got the rings and who did not get a ring.
There are artists out there that make millions of dollars. Okay? I think being an artist is a great thing. So I don't think Kody should have been saying that.
But you know the stereotype.
I know the stereotype, but it's still very unfortunate. Anyway, I don't really listen to stereotypes. I make my art, I live my life. I am very happy about what I do.
I was very excited, my daughter doing what she decided to do. But I had a moment of pausing because, I had a moment of pausing like this after when you were telling me about the going class of the naked people.
Oh my God! I've said this story so many times.
And I thought to myself,
And you know what's so crazy? I had
naive?
parents.
Was I naive? I know your father was like,
I'm talking about there was some
art
parents
school like that.
No,
these art schools, they are nothing about, like you said, this wasted lifestyle. And I'm like, no.
People who are artists, they are actually gifted from God. So I feel like it's a beautiful thing.
Like it.
But no, there was a students who had their parent pose nude. That's what I was going to say. So it was just a bad
embarrassment.
Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who is actually the child. But the man who was posing nude, who's like damn near 70 years old. I'm sure people who have attended know him. He's probably still there today. But he used to say that he had a son who goes to school or whatever. I don't know if he still was there at my time.
And he told you guys.
But he didn't let us know who it was though. So.
But why do you say that? Why?
I don't know. Maybe he gets a kick out of it.
And what if the son ever had to sit there? Was it a son or a daughter? He doesn't say.
It was a son. My thing is,
okay,
I had to draw a lot of genitals at SCAD. It helped me become a great drawer. I was able to draw people. It helped me with my fashion designing. So I don't regret
this.
But I got to listen. There were so many times we were friends would leave class and would stay making jokes, cracking up about it. So I mean, it was hilarious.
Could you not have drawn with just a picture? Like a 3D picture?
No, because they need to. Because sometimes you have to.
And did you have to draw the genitals? Because you will probably never draw genitals in your drawings. Was it necessary to have the person naked? This is what I'm trying to think.
I always felt they could have worn underwear. But I feel like there are some people.
Apart from those Romans and whatever the statues and stuff I've seen, right? And I saw it in that movie, Wedding Planner with J-Lo. The statue, he put his hand on the pee-pee and it fell off. Remember? Anywho, I don't really even see photos with genitals with the wee wee. Have you?
No, there are some artists who actually do draw. I have seen some.
Yes, I know.
Some artists who draw naked people.
They are not even in the majority. Because I look at a lot of art, they are not even in the majority. It's not even 50%. I would tell you right now.
I would say it's like 30-40% for sure. A lot of people do draw a lot of naked
So
people.
my thing is, I don't understand. 4 classes of naked pussy for what? You can't wear shorts. You can't wear a bra.
No, I understand why they have the women not wear bras, because you need to kind of see how the breasts fall naturally or whatever. So I did get that, because unless the bra,
a female artist cannot look at herself and draw to see how the breasts fall.
How am I going to be drawing myself in the mirror as I'm moving? Because the thing is, you have to stay in a still position. So if I'm trying to draw myself and I'm moving each time, moving my arm. Anyway, I kind of understood it, but I just felt like everybody could have worn underwear because underwear is fitted. Anyway, I don't know how the hell we got on this topic again.
We're talking about Mykelti. We're talking about this role.
She wasn't even an artist, but like for real. Anyway.
No, she was a fashion designer. So were you? You had to go draw.
For 2 seconds, she was a fashion designer. Okay.
Mykelti, you know something, girl? You go ahead. Because she's
not even doing that now.
I know, because Tony has trapped that. Okay.
Anyway, it's Mary.
And Alma.
Let me let you guys a like.
Subscribe.
And comment down below. And we'll see you guys on the next one.